Alright, so the Samsung Galaxy A54 has been out for about a month now, and there are tons of videos on YouTube talking about this device, but most of them aren't telling you the truth. So in this video, I'm going to give you the true complete details of everything you should know about the Samsung Galaxy A54 if you're considering getting one. With that being said, Marshal James here, guys, let's roll. Starting off with unboxing, on getting into the box, you find the phone itself and a small compartment that houses the SIM ejector tool and also the type C to C charging cable with some documentary, and that is pretty much it in the box. Like, take a look at this packaging, guys. It is so similar to their flagship devices, and most of their A series have been coming in this kind of form for a while now. There's no charger adapter and no free case included in the box, and it is not fair in my opinion, as this device retails for 290,000 naira, which is about $630, and there is no charger adapter in the box, which means that users have to spend extra money to get a charging adapter and a case, and that in turn increases the overall cost of this phone itself. But that aside, let's move on. The major big change here that you will notice is in the design. The Samsung Galaxy A54 has a beautiful design, and it is carried forward from the Galaxy S23, which is their flagship device. There are independent camera rings with triple camera setup, and it also has this metallic finish on top of each of them that makes it look so premium. The side of the device is made of plastic, although it looks metallic, but it is total plastic. To the right houses the volume rocker keys and the power button. Moving to the left, we've got nothing. Beneath is where you'll find a speaker, a dual microphone, and a USB Type-C charging port. And also note that we've got a stereo speaker on this device which produces awesome sound. Let's listen to it. On top, there's a space for a dual SIM card, or you can choose to use one SIM card and an SD card. And here you can also find another microphone. The phone is a thick one and it has 202 grams in terms of weight. And towards the front, we've got the Corning Gorilla Glass 5. So in terms of durability, the Samsung Galaxy A54 is a good one. I am also glad to inform you that this device comes with an IP67 water and dust resistant ratings, which is a really good stuff to have here. This is in case you go out in the rain or mistakenly drop your phone inside a bucket of water. It should be okay. We are missing the 3.5mm headphone jack on the Samsung Galaxy A54, so you have to use a wireless earbud or get a dongle to use the Type-C charging port to listen to music and watch videos if you so wish. But overall, the build quality is really great and presentable, and someone can easily mistake it to be the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Another thing I like so much about the A54 is the display. This device houses a 6.4-inch display with a full HD Plus resolution. It is an AMOLED panel. There is a 120Hz of refresh rate and 1000 nits of peak brightness. It also supports HDR, and to me, it is a pretty good panel. There is a 32 megapixel poncho camera, and the bezels are really chunky though. Like the chin, the side, and the top could have been a little bit smaller like last year's phone, or even like some of the other phones in this price bracket. The display also has an in-display fingerprint scanner, which is not super fast, but you get the job done. The display quality is really good, like watching on videos, playing games, and even scrolling through the user interface was really funful on this device, and it is a thumbs up for me. Outdoor visibility on the A54 was really great, all thanks to the 1000 nits of peak brightness and also to the new Samsung Vision Booster technology, which makes the colors and everything stay the same, and you'll be able to see clearly even in the bright sunlight. Talking about the performance of the Samsung Galaxy A54, here I think there is a slight problem. The Samsung Galaxy A54 is using an Exynos 1380 chipset, which is their new and latest chipset, which is based on a 5nm process. The Samsung Galaxy A54 would have had any other chipset on the market, like the 8 Plus Gen 1 or even a Dimensity CPU, but Exynos it is. And Exynos had not really had the best history in the past. That's why Samsung has replaced Exynos with Snapdragon in their flagship device. Even last people had complaints about the Exynos 1280 on the Samsung Galaxy A53. So I'm not really impressed with this CPU. Here we have got a 6 or 8 gig of RAM and also a 128 or 256 gig of internal storage, which can be expandable via SD card and that is a good stuff, if I may say. I kind of noticed some lags, especially in the camera app. There is a noticeable shutter lag, and even switching between camera lenses mode, and just from front to back camera, there's a slight delay. I would also like to point out that this device was not geared towards gamers or heavy user in any way, but for day-to-day use, I think the CPU gives the best experience. It is not a terrible chipset, and the phone is not terrible itself, but I'm just saying that it could have had a better chipset, but overall for day-to-day activities it is pretty decent. Now let's talk about the software. Here we've got Android 13 out of the box, and there's a Samsung UI 5.1, and Samsung is promising 4 years of operating software updates, which means that Android 17 that is yet to be released can run comfortably on this device, and also a 5 years of security pause, which is a really good promise. Samsung has delivered this kind of promise in the past, so again it is a good feature considering the future of this device. I would also love to add that the One UI is getting refined, but there are a bunch of Blu-rays pre-installed already on this device. I personally do not think it is cool, but you can get rid of this by uninstalling them if you don't want them. So in a nutshell, the software experience was decent, although there was a little lag here and there, but it was snappy and smooth at other times. Now talking about the cameras on the A54. Samsung, as we all know, has one of the best camera records I can think of on any smartphone. So the A54 was not an exemption. We've got a triple ring camera setup at the back, starting with a 50 megapixel main sensor with f1.8 aperture. There is a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera with f2.2 aperture, and there is also a 5 megapixel macro camera with f2.4 aperture. And finally, to the front, there is a 32 megapixel selfie shooter with f2.0 aperture. The cameras here are really good, and the quality and performance of this sensor are really nice, and I love it. Like when you take a picture with the Samsung Galaxy A54, you are going to be satisfied. Like the dynamic range, colors, saturation, exposure, and everything is pretty decent and balanced. Night mode, on the other hand, is pretty nice because Samsung has introduced a better low light performance. Like guys, this is mind-blowing. Just check out all these pictures that I took without a flashlight. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comment section below. Here is a video sample so you guys can also check it out, as it shoots 4K at 30 frames per second for the rear camera. Overall, I think it is a pretty decent experience, and you should be more than happy with the images and videos you create out of this smartphone. The Samsung Galaxy A54 has a large 5000 mAh battery life capacity. Performance with this battery will last you about 2 days and even more, and with the 120Hz of refresh rate and 1080p resolution, you should still be able to get about 2 days of use if you're a normal user. But if you're a heavy user like who loves to browse the internet, play a lot of games, take pictures, and enjoy watching videos on your smartphone, you should still be able to get through a day, and you should be able to charge this device overnight, as this device does not support wireless charging, although it has a glass back. The wire charging on this device takes about 1 hour and 30 minutes to charge from 0 to 100 because it only supports 25 watts charging, which is not the cool stuff for a device that costs this much in my own opinion. So in conclusion, I would say that a Samsung Galaxy A54 is not a bad phone, but it is priced incorrectly. I feel this device should actually sell for about 250,000 naira, which will come in handy at complementing the extra cost of getting a charger brick and a casing. Like, we have competing phones like the Tecno Camon 20 Premier, Nothing Phone 1, which is slightly cheaper, Google Pixel 6a, and even Samsung Galaxy S21 FE itself from Samsung. Those phones have better chipsets, maybe, just maybe, a better display, and also a better feature in my view. Some of them have fast charger, and that's a good thing, if I may say, for those phones, because they can sell at that kind of price and still offer good value. But for the Samsung Galaxy A54, it is priced incorrectly. But all the same, it is a decent device, and it is far more better than what we got last year. So guys, tell me in the comment section if you get this device and what you like and dislike about this device. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and a sub to this channel will be so much appreciated. Till next time, bye and bye.